Team, please mark your attendance. So today I'll start with the GOP. So GOP module, it will help us to identify from which ordination we are shipping the product to the customer. Nothing but identifying the source. And it will help us to generate the scheduled ship date also. The scheduled ship date will be automatically generated. Okay. So in case of Fusion, the planning system is so OPS is called as a planning system. Okay. So under the OPS, under this planning system, we need to bring the data from the source system by running we are defining items, customers, suppliers, or our on hand, or our PO information, or sales order information. Okay. So all this data, currently it is available under which system? All this data currently it is available under which system? Fusion. Okay. So suppose if you are using any other third-party system, this data is available under the third-party system, or if you are using EBS, it's available under EBS. If you are using SAP, it's available under SAP. So all this data we need to bring from the source system to the planning system by running a program called collections. Okay. So before we run the collections, we have to perform a setup called nothing but the source system configuration. Main is planning source systems. So currently, what is our source system team? Is it EBS or is it SAP? It's Fusion, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here, if you see always the target system, the destination system is OPS, which is nothing but the planning system. So what is a source system? Source system is also OBS. Okay. In case I mean to say Oracle Fusion. In case if the source system is SAP, then you have to, add SAP as a source system, or Oracle EBS as a source system, or Microsoft Dynamics as a source system here. Currently, our source system is Fusion, so which is also called as OPS, and our destination system is also Fusion. So in our source system, by clicking on this button, I'm going to add our inventory ordinations. I'm adding our inventory ordinations into the source system. So our source system is OPS, nothing but Fusion. We are adding all the inventory ordinations into the source system. Okay. So currently it is enabled. So the source system can be any other third-party application also, in case, if you're maintaining all this data in any other third-party systems, that third-party systems has to be registered under the source system place. Okay. And after adding the inventory ordinations in OPS, I would like to run the collections. To run the collections, next task is collections. To run the collections, we have to add some rules. So these are the GOP roles: order promising manager, supply chain planning administrator, supply chain controller. So these three roles are related to GOP. I would like to add these three roles to our business user. Tools and security console. This is our business user, and I'm adding the GOP related roles here. Order promising manager, and supply chain application administrator, and supply chain controller. Three roles. And data access is not required. So for the GOP roles, data access is not required. Okay, I'm not defining any data access. Since I have added a new roles, so better to log in again into the business user account. So in our source system, we enabled our inventory ordinations in the source system. Now, if you run the collections, this program, it will take the data from the source system, that means from the Fusion, and it will push the data into the OPS system, that is planning system. Okay. Now I'll show you where to run the program. So I'm navigating to the order management. From the order management, you see a global order promising icon, and click on that icon. Click on that icon. And from the task list, click on collect planning data. Click on collect planning data, and source system I'm selecting as OPS. So what is the source system? From which system we would like to collect the data? OPS. Okay. And what data you want to collect? You would like to collect the customer information. You would like to collect item information, item sub-inventories information. Item structure is nothing but bill, and item cost you want to collect, and ordinations that we defined you want to collect, shipping methods that we have defined you want to collect, sub-inventories information, suppliers, unit of measures. Okay. And the payment terms, freight terms, all of them falls under orchestration reference objects. Payment terms, freight terms, they fall under this orchestration reference object. And the calendars, catalogs, and categories. So since it is first time, we have to collect everything. It is first time. Okay. Next time onwards, in case if you defined a new ordination, just collect only that new ordination. From the next time onwards, you created a new inventory, or just collect that. Okay. Or you created a new unit of measure, just collect that. Or you created new supplier, just collect that. Okay. But for the first time, you have to collect everything. Okay. So this is about master data. This is about master data. What about transactional data? When I say transactional data, sales order information, PO information, on-hand data. Okay. See, I would like to collect purchase orders. I would like to collect sales orders. I would like to collect on hand. All this is transactional data. I would like to collect everything. Nothing but our demand and supply. Everything I would like to collect. Okay. So this collections program, you have to schedule in the application to run as frequently as your data is creating. Suppose if you think, this data you want to update very frequently, then you can run this program for every 2 hours, or maybe every 4 hours, or maybe at the end of the day. Okay, so you can discuss with the client, because this program, it is bringing the data into the planning system. And also what this program it will do is, what is the item table team? In which table item data is stored?
MTL system.
Not EBS, sir. Fusion. What's the item table? EZP system items B. This is the item table. Okay. After, what this program it will do is, it will collect the data from this table. Nothing but whatever the items that we are creating in the front end, that stores in the table, right? So this program, it will collect the data from the table and it will insert the data into the planning tables. The planning table starts with MSP, I think. MSP or MSP only. Okay. MSP is the prefix for the planning tables. So what this program it is doing, it is collecting the data from the normal tables and it is inserting the data into the planning tables. So from this planning tables, our order management application will use the data. Our order management application, it will use the data. Order management module. So that's been Fusion. So our order management module, it is connected. It's closely connected with the planning module. It's closely connected with the planning module. Okay. So order management is going to use the data which is available in the planning tables. Okay. So sometimes, you create an item here, but item, it will not display in the sales order. Item, it won't show up in the sales order. Or you created a new ordination. You create a new ordination. It will not show up in the sales order. Why it will not show up in the sales order? The new org that you created, it is not collected. It is not collected. That's why it's not showing in the sales order. You defined it. It's available in the main table, but it's not collected. That's why it's not available in the planning tables. If it is not available in the planning tables, it will not display in the sales order screen. Understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So planning module is integrated with the order management application. Okay. So I believe this is one of the drawbacks of cloud module, because the people who don't want to use the planning module, and also it's additional step. Okay, basically, after you create suppose you create item frequently, or you create a customer frequently. Okay, so what you are doing, every time you need to wait for this program to run and collect it, right? You cannot immediately use that in the sales order. You need to wait. Otherwise, you have to run the collection. If you run the collection, at least it will take 15 minutes time. That means after creating any new object, you have to wait 15 minutes time to run all these programs to be available in the sales order. This is time waste for the business users. Okay. Because of the product design in cloud, users have questioned me about this. After creating the item, do you want me to wait for 15 minutes? No, I cannot wait. I have to go to my home now immediately. I cannot wait. Our previous application was really good. People said Fusion is going to do a lot of things. Because of Fusion, our work time is increased. We used to finish our work within 4 hours earlier in our old system. But because of Fusion, it's increased to 6 hours to 8 hours. Because before Fusion, they use some other third-party systems. Okay, those third-party systems design is according to their requirement. So in what way they want, they design that application, and they are going to use that application really quick and fast. And they're going to use that application from last 5 years and 10 years. In the Fusion, it will take time for them to increase their speed and to align with the application. But they need to wait and they need to digest that this is process-oriented application. It will take time. Okay, so let me run the collections because it will take time. Okay. And when I'm running the collections also, there is two options are there. One is net change and another one is target change. So net change is nothing but, suppose here you created 2 items or maybe 10 items are there. These 10 items already collected. Okay. Now you just created a new item +1 or +2. You created 2 new items. In case of net change, what will happen is only the new item that you created from the previous run, from the previous collections, after that, what are the new items that is created? Only those new items will be collected in case of net change. Understood? In case of target, completely we are asking the system to collect the data from this table to and push it to this table completely. It's a complete load, not incremental load. It's a complete load. Understood the difference between net change and target?
Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So target, it will take time. It will take time target, and net change, it won't take that much time. But for the first time, I suggest you to run in the target mode only for the first time. From the next time onwards, run in the net change. Okay. So this is master data. I selected all the objects, and this is transactional data. I'm selecting all the objects for the transactional data also. Coming to the demand. So demand in the sense, see, our sales order is a demand, correct? If you receive a sales order, means you receive 1,000 sales order, that is nothing but a demand. You have to fulfill the demand. Apart from the sales order demand, we can also load forecast demand also. Forecast demand is nothing but you're expecting a huge increase in your sales because of some temperature issues of summer season. So you're expecting, that's a forecast. The forecast demand also you can load, not here. The forecast loading, it will do from the planning module. It will do from the planning module. In case if you want to consider the forecast also. Why we are considering the forecast here? Because forecast is also demand. So based on the demand, based on the supply system will generate the schedule ship date. The system will generate the schedule ship date based on the demand and supply information. So here we are collecting the demand of sales orders and we are collecting the supply. And if you want to collect the forecast also, in case if your client is using planning models and client has uploaded forecast, then you have to collect the forecast also. Okay. But I'm not collecting the forecast currently. I'll just simply submit this collections program. One more clarification. Sir, this is integrated to the planning module. Do we need to take the license for planning module? No, not required. No need to take the license for because it's a common configuration. It's a common setup which need to be done for the order management module. That's why no need to take the license for the planning. Okay. And we need to monitor this program. And we submitted collections, right? First what it will do is, first it will extract the data. And after that, it will load the data. Okay. In case of extract, every object that will be extracted. Okay. There is a program which will run. So the collections is going to launch 2 sub-programs. One is extract and the other one is load. This one, extract. Okay. So this extract, again, it will call child programs. It will call child programs for every object. For every object is nothing but, it has to extract customer information, supplier information, right? For every object, again, it's calling a child program. What is a child program? Extract Oracle Fusion entity. So this is going to run for on hand. This is going to run for suppliers. This is going to run for customers. Okay. So a couple of programs it will run. See here. And if you click on that, you will understand this program has extracted which data object. So click on that program and click on the parameters. Click on the program, click on the parameters. it is collecting what extracting what information, transfer orders. Okay. If I click on some other child program, so WSS service levels. This is what? Well, defining the carriers, we select the service level, right? The service level, door to door.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that lookup information it is collecting. Next day air. Okay. So that lookup information it is collecting. Now item category assignment. So for every object, it's going to call all these extract child programs. Purchase orders, movement requests, your receipt history, resources shift information. Just keep your eyes here on this field. Payment terms, you see, did we selected payment terms? No, right?
No. No.
Okay. Explicitly, we have not selected. Payment terms falls under orchestration reference objects. So suppose, if anything is failing, that means that data is not collected. That particular object data is not collected properly. Okay. Understood how to troubleshoot?
Yes.
After extract is completed, next load is going to start. You see, extract is successful. Normally, you don't find any issues in the extract. Sometimes you'll find issues in the load. So load is nothing but what is happening. As of now, the data got extracted from the main tables. Now the data getting loaded into which tables? The planning tables.
Planning tables.
So before the main table, there is a prefix called MSP. That means it's a planning table. Okay, it could be customer table, supplier table, on-hand table. So it's going to have the prefix called MSP. That means it's a planning table. So load is going on. So we need to wait for, it will take time. We need to wait for another 5 minutes. Okay. So basically we are collecting the data from the source system. Currently our source system is a Fusion, nothing but OPS. But if your source system is some other third-party system, it needs to be registered in Fusion. And from that source system, we need to collect the data. Yeah, this is it's kind of a pain for the business users, because after defining a new object, if they want to use that in the sales order, they have to run the collection. They need to wait. But so right now we are running for all the objects, but from the next time onwards, as I mentioned, if you want to collect only customer, just run for customer, or item only run for item, or supplier only run for supplier. Okay. It won't take much time. So if you're running only for one object, so under extract, this child program, it will run only for once. Correct? This child program, I'm talking about this child program, right?
Yes.
It will only run once. Okay, because you are loading only one object, right? That's why it will run only once. And in case of load also, same thing. Load master, extract master, load entity. So once all the child programs are completed, this subprogram is going to complete. Once these two subprograms are completed, then parent program is going to complete. Okay. If you click on the hierarchy mode, you can see the parent and subprograms and then child programs as a hierarchy. Okay. Any questions, please? So warning, you can ignore it. Okay. Warning, that's fine. But if you still wanted to troubleshoot why it is warning, you can verify the log file. Okay. Warning is okay. Any questions?
Sir, in case of loading, if we face any issue like, say, for example, item is not loaded. So, just for example, like how we can rectify and rerun the program. Means I have not done this, so
It will
just
show
ask.
up in the log file. Okay.
Okay,
According to the log file error, you have to fix that object issue and then rerun again. Okay. Suppose,
okay,
if one object fail is warning is okay, but if it is errored out, the parent program also it will get errored out. Okay. You have to reinitiate to load the everything again. So this will, suppose if any child program of this is errored out, then this will get errored out. If this is get errored out, the collections also it will get errored out. Okay.
okay, okay, sir.
Only verification of the log file only that we can do. Next question, please.
Krishna, this is only for loading the data, or again, like every time, like we have to check the demand. Like for example, if sales order is going to create, so when we can deliver to the customer, it will show the date, like when it has to be supplied, it has to be shipped, right?
You
So
can,
each and every time
if
it
you
has
can,
to
if
this
you
this
can wait
program.
for some time, you'll understand. So
Okay, sir. And one more, Krishna, like how we have to justify the customer in real time, like if it's taking time, right? So how we have to
basically,
compare to.
it's a product design. Okay, so we cannot compare their small third-party systems with this Fusion, Oracle Fusion. So you have to tell it's a product design, and also it's a process-oriented application. Okay, when you implement a process, yes, delay will happen, but everything is going to be smoother. That's how we can convince. Other than that, we cannot do anything.
Okay.
Of course, they won't listen mostly.
Yes, Krishna. So that only I'm asking,
Mm.
like any, like in real time you would have faced this, right? So
What I
how
what? So they feel like as if I designed the system. Okay, those people are going to argue with us like that.
yes,
Like we
Krishna.
designed the system. Okay. It's not our, and they will say your company said this is going to do wonders and all, but because of this, our time got increased. Sales team for selling the product, they will say a lot of things. Okay, and after that, that's why I don't like pre-sales also. My company is forcefully sitting me into the pre-sales, but I hate to lie in front of the customer. In case of pre-sales, what you need to we need to tell, oh, this is awesome, excellent, oh, and all we should tell.
Yes.
As per me, order management is a failure product in Fusion.
Okay.
Oracle is trying to stabilize it, but even when I was doing implementation back in 2018, it was really worst. Even record history was not available. Record history, who created record, when the record is created, even that was not available.
Oh,
And also back in 2018, after updating the price in the price list, okay, that was not immediately showing in the sales order. In the sales order, it used to show the old price only.
why?
Yeah, the Oracle said there is a catch. There is a catchy. That catchy clearing time is 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
So Oracle asked me to reduce that. They provided me some instructions, and that instructions I followed, and I reduced the time from 30 minutes to just for 2-3 minutes. But after I did that setup also, it was not work properly. Sometimes it's used to display the latest price immediately, sometimes no. At least now it's better. Like that, I can tell you a lot of things. Now it's at least better. And in 2018, if you want to create a return on a shipped sales order,
Okay.
it will allow you after invoice creation only. Before invoice creation, it won't allow you to create a return for that sales order. Suppose you shipped the product to the customer. Okay, customer immediately reported that it's damaged.
Right.
You want to create a return sales order immediately, but it will not allow. You have to create invoice, then only you are able to create a return sales order. Now that issue is also rectified.
Now
Like,
it has been.
yeah, now it's fixed. The pricing issue is fixed. This issue is also fixed. Imagine my situation at the on-site at the client location.
They would have tortured.
Ah, yeah. Those days are no, I cannot forget in my life. Those 6 months of implementation. Then I was in a hell lot of pressure, working 16 hours a day, and then the product is not supporting me, and users are every day they 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 look at me like I designed the product, and they were very angry at me.
Because why I'm asking is like one of in eBiz, one of the user, uh, like once he created the item, it won't reflect in the sales order.
Mhm.
So we have to run the materialize system. Okay.
Okay.
So for that itself, he won't listen to me.
Yeah.
That is scheduled at for every 2 hours.
Yeah. That's right.
I reduced to 1 hour.
Ah,
Even then, he's not accepting.
yes.
So how this
They want.
this can be handled in the fusion? That is what my
We cannot, because business users are like boss to the application. Even client side, their higher management listen to the business users,
yes.
because those users are working in their company from last 10 years and 20 years. If they leave the company, it's a problem to the management. That's why they won't support you. They always support their employees, their business users. Time. Okay. Now, can we do anything? Okay. I'll do one thing before. Yeah, since I ran in the target mode, as I mentioned, it will take time. So we are done with the first two steps now. First two steps. Next configuration, I'll explain you. We have to configure ATP rule. So for that, same, I'm under the global order promising. From the task list, I'm clicking on manage ATP rules, and I'm creating a ATP rule now. ATP stands for available to promise. Available to promise. Okay. Now, I don't know whether our item it will display. If it's collected, it will display, otherwise it won't. I'm searching. Yeah, collections is still running. Okay. Items are collected. Now see, this is the item, right? This ATP rule I'm creating for this item, and user defined lead time I entered as 5 days. This means if you create a sales order for this item, always schedule ship date is after 5 days. The 5th day is the scheduled ship date. Understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in case of ATP, 3 promising modes are there: supply chain, lead time, infinite availability. Okay. In case of lead time, what I configured user-defined lead time, and I added 5 days here. That means if you book a sales order, if you submit a sales order for this item, so always, so this item sales orders is going to have the scheduled ship date after 5 days. I think about the 5th day. So today you are booking. So from today, so 5 days. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4th September is going to become the scheduled ship date. Okay. So apart from this user-defined lead time, there are other 3 options also there: cumulative manufacturing lead time, cumulative total lead time, and total lead time. Okay. Sir, what is these lead times? Okay. So to explain these lead times, I'll show you a picture. This is Oracle link, and this example is good to explain. Okay. So this is the final product. Assembly A is the final product. To manufacture this assembly, we need a sub-assembly called B. That means first we need to produce this. To produce this, nothing but to manufacture this, we need a raw material called C, component C. So this we purchase. And after purchasing this raw material, we are going to manufacture sub-assembly B. After sub-assembly B is ready, we manufacture assembly A. Okay. So what is the time that will take to buy this item, to manufacture this item, That's called as a cumulative total lead time. To manufacture this raw material, let us take 2 days. To purchase this product from the supplier, 2 days. To purchase 2 days, and to manufacture sub-assembly 3 days, and to manufacture final product again 3 days. Totally how many days? 3, 3, 6, 2, 8. That 8 will become the cumulative total lead time. Cumulative total lead time. So what is the manufacturing lead time here? 3 days plus 3 days. 6 days is the manufacturing lead time. Correct? Cumulative manufacturing lead time is 6 days.
Yes.
What is the processing lead time for assembly A? Processing lead time, nothing but once C is ready, B is ready. To process assembly A, how many days? 3 days. 3 days is the processing lead time. What is the pre-processing? Pre-processing lead time for A. Pre-processing, nothing but before you start the process, pre-processing time, 2 days, 3 days. That will become the pre-processing lead time. Correct?
Yeah.
Understood, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So these lead times we can capture again is the item. When you're defining the item, suppose you selected cumulative manufacturing lead time. Nothing but the total manufacturing lead time. Okay. I'm opening the item. So if you select that, are you entering here? No. If it is user defined lead time, you are entering. You're entering here. But if it is manufacturing lead time, okay, or if it is total lead time, you don't enter here. Where do you enter? You enter at the item level. At the item level, you have to mention how much lead time it will take. Product management and product information management. And Oracle should improve the performance of these cloud applications also. They're not really fast. Product management and product information management. I'm trying to show you that screen where we enter these lead times. I'm opening the item. So under the item definition, if you go to the planning tab, so under the planning, so if you scroll down, here you see lead times, right? So for this item, what is the pre-processing lead time? Suppose, let us assume this is the final assembly as per this example. Let us assume this is the final assembly. So for this assembly, nothing but for this product, as per our numbers, what is the pre-processing lead time? What is the pre-processing lead time?
6 days.
So we discussed 2 days to purchase this item, 3 days to make this item.
Yeah.
5.
5, right?
5.
Yes.
And 3 days to manufacture this item. So that means here you should enter how much? 5 days. Okay. What is the cumulative manufacturing lead time? Cumulative manufacturing lead time.
8.
8 days.
3 days.
able to remember, just a simple thing you're not able to remember. To purchase a component, 2 days, and to manufacture sub-assembly, 3 days, to manufacture main assembly, 3 days. Okay, it's good now. Now you tell me what is the manufacturing lead time? What is the manufacturing lead time?
Days.
8 days.
Huh?
8
8.
days.
8 days.
You're manufacturing this also?
No.
Then why you're saying 8 days? What is the manufacturing lead time here?
6 days.
6 days only. మన బ్రెయిన్స్ నే మనం వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ అవర్ బ్రెయిన్స్ ఓన్లీ 50%. So some part of our brain nerves are in the sleep mode, I think. Activate it. What is your brain work? What is your brain work? You're not allowing to do that. Your brain should be 100% active. What is the cumulative total lead time?
8
days.
8 days.
8 days.
8 days.
That you should enter here. Okay. Who will okay, for this item, we are assuming this is the item, right? What is the processing lead time?
3 hours.
3
3 days.
3 days. 3 days. After producing this item, you need 1 day to keep it in the freezer. To keep it in the freezer, you need 1 day. Okay. In that case, post-processing lead time, 1 day. Understood?
Yes.
Who will
Yes, sir.
give you these figures?
Client.
Client. You don't know, right? You don't know how much time it will take for this, with this. Who will give you this data? Client will give you this data. Okay. Suppose when you are defining the ATP rule, suppose if you enter total lead time. If you enter total lead time, that means what is the scheduled ship date? What is the scheduled ship date for this item? How much total lead time we entered? Much better.
9, sir.
8.
Nine.
8
This-
plus 1.
9.
Cum-
9, sir.
You're saying 9, huh?
8.
1 day it has to be in
1 day we
freezer.
have to be.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. And if I select this, how many days?
It's 5 days.
Cumulative
6 days.
manufacturing lead time. Only manufacturing lead time. Only
Yeah.
manufacturing time.
6 days.
6 days.
6 days, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes.
So when the client is going with this lead time based schedule ship date generation, then client should give you the data, and that data you need to upload for all the items. Okay. You have to upload this data against all the items. Then only this will work. Suppose you selected this, and you have not entered the cumulative manufacturing lead time here. If you don't enter, the system is unable to generate the schedule ship date. Correct? Understood the lead time concept?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If it is
Next.
by item, sir, how we can calculate?
If it is by item, you can only enter, don't enter the manufacturing lead times. So no manufacturing lead times, okay? If it is a by item, it will, you will only enter, you will not have all this, you'll have only processing lead time. Processing lead time is nothing but how many days you'll take to buy that item. Processing lead time. Otherwise, if you want to enter, you can enter this cumulative total lead time for buy item. Suppose you enter 5 days, 5 days it will take.
Okay.
Okay. You're not going to use the manufacturing lead time. You'll only enter the this cumulative lead time. This cumulative lead time, you don't think like as per this example, you are thinking it should definitely required to calculate manufacturing lead time. No, not required. The cumulative total lead time, it will contain, if it is a buy item, it will contain pre-processing time, processing time, and post-processing time. Suppose just think these two are not available. You're not manufacturing, you're just buying. So pre-processing, okay, processing, and then post-processing. Okay, so actually for buy item, pre-processing lead time is not applicable. Only processing lead time is applicable. Post-processing lead time is applicable. So here, if you take this example only, if you take this example, so what is the processing lead time here? 2 days. To buy the component, how much time we are taking? 2 days. Thus 2 days is the processing lead time. Suppose what is post-processing lead time? Suppose you are keeping in a freezer or somewhere else, then only you are able to consume. That 1 day or 2 days will become the post-processing lead time. Okay. So that will become the total lead time. 2 plus 1, that will become the total lead time. Okay.
In terms of 5.
I said 2 plus 1.
Yes.
Assume that no manufacturing. Only we are talking about lead time for only for this item. Only for this item. What is the post-processing lead time? 2 days. Post-processing lead time 1 day. So total lead time is 3 days. In case if manufacturing is there, it will consume it will consider manufacturing. If no manufacturing, it will not consider. Okay. Understood?
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You should have knowledge on these lead times, EBS consultants. I should collect EBS here also. Okay, so that is about lead time and infinite. Infinite is nothing but, we are telling the system that we have infinite availability. So when you select infinite availability, if you create a sales order, today is a scheduled ship date. For every sales order, today is a scheduled ship date. Nothing but you are saying that we have infinite availability in our system. Infinite availability in our system. That means for this item, if you create a sales order, what is the scheduled ship date? Scheduled ship date is today itself. You're saying that you have plenty of on hand. If on hand is there, the scheduled ship date, it will become today only. In case of first option, it's purely based on the figures and calculation. It's purely based on the figures and calculation, the supply chain based. In case of supply chain, the sales order demand, nothing but fulfillment lines demand and work order demand. Work order demand is nothing but as per this example, you want this final product. You want this final product. That means you are creating a demand for this item and this item also, right? You want this. That means you are creating a demand for this, demand for this.
Yes.
That's called as a work order demand. That's called as a work order demand. So fulfillment lines are nothing but sales order demand. So I would like to consider both demand. To satisfy these two demands, what supply you want to consider? I would like to consider on hand. I would like to consider the purchase orders. Okay. I would like to consider the work orders are nothing but manufacturing orders. I would like to consider the planned supply. So this planned supply, it will be created under planning module. So what is meant by this planned supply? In the planning module, what is actually planning module it will does? Planning module, it will collect the demand information and it will collect the supply. Suppose your demand is 1000 and your supply is 400. Okay, what is the gap? What is the gap to satisfy the demand? 600.
600.
For this 600, system will create a planned order. Planned order. This planned order it will be created under which module? Under the planning module. Under the planning module. Okay, what planner is going to do is the planner is going to verify this demand information and this supply information. If he thinks the accurate data is collected and accurately the planned order is suggested for 600 quantity, then he will release it. He will release this planned order. If he release the planned order, if it is a buy item, it will create a purchase order. If it is a make item, it will create a work order. It will create a work order. So this is the significance of planning models. That's it. What planning model it will do? Planning model, it will collect the demand information from our system and supply data from our system. And for the cap, it will generate a planned order. The planner, it will see these data and it will see this recommendation. If he thinks the recommendation is appropriate, then he will release that planned order. So if it is a buy item, it will create a PO, it will create a work order. Otherwise, okay. You want to consider planned orders also as a supply. In that case, you should enable planned supply also. That means if you enable this, what will happen? This 600 also will consider as a supply. It will consider as supply. Correct?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's
Okay, so when you enable these objects, what will happen based on your demand data and supply data? Accordingly, system will generate you the schedule ship data. This is based on the numbers, your demand number and supply numbers, and based on that, it will identify the schedule ship date in case of supply chain based. So 3 types are there. ATP processing modes, 3 types are there. One is supply chain based, another one is lead time based, another one is infinite based. Okay. Saying 2 days. I'm going with the user define. I'm saying 2 days. And here in the ATP rule assignment, if you don't want to add all the items, just select the org. Select the org. And can you hear me, team?
Yes, sir, we are here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can actually create multiple ATP rules. For multiple ATP rules, you can create, okay, for all the make items, you create a, manufacturing lead time based ATP rule for all the make items. For all the buy items, you can create a separate ATP rule, okay. And you add all the make items here for the make ATP rule. For all the buy items, you add buy ATP rule, okay. You need not to go with one ATP rule. You can create multiple ATP rules based on the item type or item category based on the ordination. Okay. For make item, you can follow one strategy. For buy item, you can follow one strategy. It's up to you. Okay, let's check our collections program status also. Of course, we'll complete. Okay, it's completed. So here is a collection successfully completed. Even though some failed programs warning, it's showing in the warning, but parent program successfully completed. If the child program errored out, then parent program will get errored out. Okay. After, when we are defining the ATP rule, right? We are defining the ATP rule here. So here we are adding our ordinations and our items, right? Here we are adding, right? So if you have to see this from this drop-down list, that need to be collected. Suppose you create a new ordination. If you want to select new ordination here, that need to be collected. Okay.
Yes.
Similarly with the items also. So this ATP rule and next setup, it will take the data from the planning tables. Okay. So that's it from my side for today. And tomorrow also I'll continue with the GOP. tomorrow also. So tomorrow we can finish with the GOP and we can start with the do. Do it will take 2 hours time. So this week, tomorrow and after tomorrow, we will try to finish do also. Let's try it. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'm not taking the session, team. Saturday, I'm not taking the session this Saturday. If you want something, you can plan. In the next week, we can start with the cycles actually. Next week by Tuesday or Wednesday, we can start with the cycles. Any more doubts, team?
Sir, if you want to exclude any item, say if there is any revision of the item, and we need to have a new item which is revised, so and exclude the old one.
1 second, Girish. I forgot if I don't explain. Team, all our items need to be collected to the planning system, right? So at the item level, make sure this planning method is also selected. Everyone with me? Do you hear me, team?
Yes.
This planning
Yes, sir.
method, if you select not planned collections, it won't collect this item. If you select not planned, collections will not collect the item. So you can select any of this MRP planning or MPS planning, anything you can select. But don't select it as not planned. Okay. Item won't be collected if you select not planned. Other option, anything you can select. I mean, except replenishment planning also. Either MRP planning, MPS planning, MPP planning, you can select anything. Sir, what is MRP planning, MPS planning? So that is planning model concept. So planning, I'm not covering. Planning, I'm not covering. That's planning model topic. What is MRP planning, MPS planning, MPP planning? Okay. Yeah, Girish, go ahead with your question.
Yes, sir, I got the answer.
Okay. Practice status, can I review? I'm not receiving much emails. Oh, the two emails are from our institute only. Okay. So yeah, resume, yeah. Okay. So I will review at the end. Rahim Chotu. Rahim, you completed till complete just OT cycle, huh? Rahim? Rahim Chotu, you are there? I think seems to be he just finished only OTC cycle. We'll start with the configurations. Approvals, pricing. Okay, he's in the middle of pricing. Okay. Thanks, Rahim. That's it, huh? Email from only one student. We got a lot of good students and sincere students, right?
Sir, I'm going through the videos, the pricing strategies. I will complete it, sir.
Okay, sir. Practice is required, okay? Without practice, you're connecting regularly to the classes also. Our memory, if you don't practice, you'll lost that. We know about ourselves, right? Even if I'm in your situation also, if you don't practice after 1 month and after 2 months, I lose the subject. I won't recollect. When you practice only, you're able to save that in your fixed memory. I can tell you one example also in the batch. Ganesh, what is your original batch number? You're there, Ganesh Virappan.
Yes, yes.
What's your original number, original batch number, Ganesh?
My original batch number will come to 36 initially.
So
36 or
he was
38.
from 36. Okay. 1 year. Why he is attending classes again? Because he did not practice at that time.
Yes.
So 1 year time is completed. He paid money again, and again he is attending the classes. Now he completed the practice.
Yes, team. That is a good lesson. I mean, should learn from my side.
Yeah. If you don't practice, you'll forget everything. So you're attending the
Yes.
classes, please practice. Okay. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, your money also. Take Ganesh case. We're giving 1 year time. He came back to us after 1 year. Again, we asked him to pay the fee. He paid and joined. Time waster, money waster. Again, he's attending the classes. Sir. Please finish your practice also parallelly. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Daily same routine story, routine class. Sorry.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.